In the wild, large predators don't give warning before attacking. They move silently, observing and waiting for the right moment to close the gap in an instant. A precise dive, a half-beat delayed reaction, and the chance of escape is almost gone when power and speed converge at a single point of contact. These are the most fearsome attacks of big cats, where every decision is decisive and the outcome is often determined from the very first second. In humid jungles, tigers don't move randomly but choose places with large prey like deer or wild boar, a stable water source, and thick vegetation for hiding. Each area is tightly controlled. Each familiar path is clearly memorized, and it is this secluded environment that perfectly facilitates precise ambushes, where every movement is prepared for a decisive moment. On the edge of the forest, a lion advanced, walking directly and closing the distance without concealing itself. It stopped when it spotted the tiger lowering its body, observing it, and suddenly lunged, creating a brief but powerful collision that put both in a situation where neither could immediately retreat. However, the confrontation didn't last long as both quickly realized the risks. There was no absolute winner, no relentless pursuit. They separated and maintained their distance, thereby minimizing losses and contributing to the balance of the ecosystem. Because the one who survives the longest is the one who knows when to stop. In the vast savannas of sub-Saharan Africa, warthog live in low-lying grasslands, near water sources such as rivers or puddles, and always have shelters, often abandoned aardvark burrows. They forage in open fields during the day and return to their shelters at night, similar to Asian wild boars, but warthogs rely more heavily on their burrows, making their entry and exit points vulnerable to ambushes. Near the mouth of the den, a leopard waited, its body pressed close to the ground, maintaining a safe distance. It observed for a long time before acting, and as soon as the warthog left the den unsuspecting, the distance instantly shortened. The leopard accelerated and lunged, forcing the prey to react in a split second. The warthog fought back with strength and tenacity, turning to counterattack in the tight space, but the leopard's agility and control gradually prevailed. After a short struggle, the leopard held its opponent firmly, ending the confrontation with a clear advantage. In nature, such situations unfold quickly but have clear consequences. A single moment of carelessness can decide the outcome, and the difference lies not in size or strength but in the precise timing of action and the ability to seize opportunities when they arise. On the vast savanna grasslands of Africa, buffalo live in areas with wide stretches of grass, near rivers, lakes, or swamps. They always move in large herds, choosing areas with a stable water source for drinking and mud bathing. They forage during the day and head towards the water's edge in the evening. This habit gradually leads them across the tall, grassy areas where predators are waiting. In the tall grass, a pride of lions had been waiting, calmly observing and positioning themselves, waiting for the right moment when a mother buffalo and her calf separated from the herd, the distance narrowing, and when the signal appeared, forcing the buffalo into an immediate reaction. When the distance was gone, the buffalo's first reaction came as it turned to fight back, using its strength and horns to create space, but the lion's persistence and tactics gradually weakened it. It could no longer hold its ground, and the lions gained a clear advantage. The outcome of the hunt reflects that this is not just a confrontation of strength, but also of coordination and timing. And a small deviation in position or timing is enough to completely change the chances of survival. Along the swamps and waterways of South America, capybaras live in areas with year-round water such as rivers, lakes, and canals. They rely on this environment to cool themselves, find food, and hide from predators, similar to beavers but with less shelter. They are often found in dense populations in areas like the Pantanal, where every access point to the water can be a dangerous approach. Right at the water's edge, a jaguar was waiting, its body blending into the damp ground, holding its position and observing. The moment the capybara left the water in a moment of distraction, the gap widened rapidly, and the jaguar accelerated, locking onto its prey before it could return to the water. The event ended with the capybara unable to escape due to a moment's slower reaction. And in its familiar environment, the point of entry into the water became a disadvantage, demonstrating that the difference lies in the precise timing of the action. In the savanna shrublands of East Africa, impalas live in areas that are neither too open nor too dense, near water sources and forest edges, both foraging and maintaining escape routes. They always move in herds and maintain a safe distance. But this middle ground choice gradually puts them in situations where even a small mistake can change the outcome. In the low-lying area, near the edge of the forest, a cheetah, having been watching beforehand, moves slowly to keep its target in sight. As the impala herd lost focus and the distance narrowed, the cheetah suddenly accelerated, charging into the herd, forcing them to scatter and creating dangerous gaps between individuals. In this disarray, one impala lost its rhythm and separated from the herd, immediately becoming the primary target. The cheetah maintained its high speed and relentlessly pursued. and after a short chase, it gained control of its prey and ended the hunt, preventing any chance of escape. This sequence of events illustrates that in an intermediate environment with both cover and open space, even a small deviation in movement rhythm is enough to create a gap, and that gap gradually leads to an irreversible outcome. In the sparsely forested savannas of Africa, baboons live in areas with both food on the ground and tall trees to climb when in danger. They avoid dense forests to better observe their surroundings and maintain distance from threats. But their reliance on moving between the ground and the canopy creates vulnerable moments for exploitation. Beneath the low foliage near the hunting grounds, a leopard had been positioned there, observing without much movement. When a baboon left its safe spot to descend to the ground, the distance shortened and the leopard suddenly accelerated, lunging out and forcing the prey to turn back and find a way to climb higher. With its climbing path cut off, the baboon lunged toward the tree trunk but was blocked. After a brief struggle, the leopard closed in, locked onto it, and ended the hunt. The result was clear. The prey had no time to escape, and in that decisive moment, the timing of the action determined the entire outcome. In the cold coniferous forests, teeming with trees, fruit, and small streams, bears thrive by utilizing natural food sources and tree hollows for shelter. They move slowly but steadily, rarely leaving their familiar territory, and this stability sometimes makes them less vigilant against unexpected threats. In the quiet surroundings, the tiger followed the scent and discovered the bear cub had strayed from its safe zone. It lowered its body, approached slowly, then suddenly accelerated. The chase was brief as the distance quickly narrowed, forcing the bear to react at a disadvantage. The tiger used its speed to close in and subdue it, ending the confrontation quickly. The result was clear. The bear cub could not escape. In this environment, even a single slow step can determine the entire outcome. In warm, tropical waters, crocodiles choose murky, densely populated areas that are less likely to be detected, such as rivers, lakes, and swamps. From the Nile to the Everglades, they lie still at the water's edge to ambush, remaining almost motionless for extended periods, waiting for prey to approach an effective tactic, but one that also makes them dependent on a fixed position between the water and the shore. Along the muddy edge, a jaguar observed for a long time, maintaining its position on land and not rushing into the water, waiting for the crocodile to approach the shore in a position to find an opportunity. As the distance gradually shortened and the crocodile's head became visible, a sudden, downward lunge occurred, targeting the vulnerable spot of the neck. When the attempt to drag the crocodile into the water failed, the crocodile was held back at the edge of the bank. The jaguar, taking advantage of its close proximity, pulled its opponent onto the solid ground. The result was clear. The crocodile lost its environmental advantage and could not escape, demonstrating that position determines the entire outcome. In all these confrontations, the common thread lies not in size or strength, but in observation, timing, and controlling distance during the attack. Big cats don't just hunt, they shape the rhythm of their surroundings, keeping every link in a precarious balance. And in the wild, victory doesn't belong to the strongest, but to the one who strikes precisely at the decisive moment.